What's going on? It's your boy Bowie here. Back at it with a different kind of video altogether. See, what you're looking at is my brand new ROG Ally X. As you can see, it's pretty brand new. It's a nice, sleek, ergonomic device and very powerful. But I want to put out a public service announcement regarding this device. And that is to say the following. This handheld, though it has a much better D-pad than just about every other handheld out there on the market, in its current state out of the box, it is not designed well for fighting games. And this runs directly contrary to what I've seen several YouTubers say in their video, or in their videos, plural, regarding this device. I wanted a handheld that would easily allow me to play Mortal Kombat 1 at a full 60 frames per second, because though I own a Steam Deck OLED and I love my Steam Deck OLED, currently it cannot play Mortal Kombat 1 at a locked 60 frames per second. Hasn't been able to do so since the game released in September 2023. Now it's May 2025. But the ROG Ally can. It can do that. I put it at 22 watts with a custom setting, and the game runs flawlessly. I do have it set to 720p because when you have a screen this size, you don't really need 1080p. You honestly don't. And I do have FSR2 enabled on it. And with that, I get a constant 60 FPS. But let me show you why this device is not ideal for fighting games here. Oh no, it's been disconnected. Are you serious? What the fuck's going on? Oh, let me put it in gamepad. Let's see what that does. Yes, I'm in gamepad mode. Come on, you can do it. Oh shit. I guess not. Well, let's end the task then. Yes. Alright. So, sorry for fiddling around here. Well, I'll start with MK9, since that's what I was playing before. You know. It's very strange. I don't know how to get rid of that. Not yet at this point. Let me actually turn it up too. Why does it say space? What does it say that for? It says control. Gamepad. Okay, good. So normally I'd be using Sub-Zero here, but the best character I can use to demonstrate the problem is Cyrax. So let me say this outright. I don't think that the people that recommended this device based on the D-pad, I don't think they were lying. I don't think they were trying to be deceptive or anything like that. This D-pad does feel phenomenal. It feels amazing. This D-pad feels better than some D-pads on current fight pads. Like, as you can see, it has a really nice, pivot situation going on here. You have your clear diagonals, and you can feel the plus pad. It does have like a rolling kind of action. It's really good. And the people that played them were using more roll style inputs. So games like Tekken and Street Fighter, where rolling is really, really necessary, this D-pad is ideal for that. But in a game like Mortal Kombat, which more people are going to play, in any other precise game where you need precise inputs on your D-pad, this is a no-go. So I want you to watch what I'm doing here. I'm holding left. But without really doing too much, I can go down or I can go up. Notice I'm not lifting my finger off of the left button at all. You see that? Now, how does this manifest in matches? Well, when I try to do my Cyrax reset, sometimes it causes part of it to not come out. Now, of course, I'm made to look like a liar right there because it did come out. But specifically what happens is I'll go to do this, which is a forward dash into back 2. And forward dash back 2 comes out like that. Notice I did forward dash back 2. But if you press the corner or you press it a little bit up or a little bit down, it won't come out at all. See? And in the heat of battle, you can't have that. I'm doing the same thing every time. Now, it primarily affects you more when you're playing left rather than right because of your relative position of your thumb. But it's an issue. Also, sometimes when I'm moving forward, I can accidentally jump. You see that? I hope everyone can see what I'm talking about here. This is a problem, a huge problem. Let me show how it affects you in MK1. So I'm back. Here's MK. I was going to say MKX, Jesus Christ. MK1. If I put the FPS counter on, whoops, sorry, that's not what I meant. Max. Where was the thing at? Oh, real-time monitor. There we go. Oh, y'all can't even barely see the shit. Yeah, you can see that I'm pretty much running at a locked 60. And that's even with the cameos on. You see that? Now, you saw one of the issues was just there. I don't know if you recognize it. I tried to dash up after Janet was called out, and it made me jump forward, which is already problematic. But let me show the combo that gets affected by this. Wait, hold on, sorry. There it is. I got messed up there. I got messed up right there. So what happened was I called out Janet. I did 2 kicks and then I did forward kick. Now you'll notice that when I do forward kick, she does a green spinning orb kick, right? But what happened was it didn't come out during the last part of my combo, even though I pressed forward input. But that's because when I press forward input, forward with the kick, I must have gotten an accidental up or which caused Janet to just do a regular kick rather than the spinning green kick. This is bad. Obviously, other ways that this affects, notice I'm going back and forth, right? I'm going back and forth. Back and forth's fine sometimes, most of the time. But notice sometimes I'm getting accidental ducks. And if I put the finger too high, sometimes I get accidental jumps. That's not supposed to happen. And of course, sometimes because Mortal Kombat has back forward inputs for lots of moves, we get affected even worse by this issue. Now, what is the actual reason for this issue? Well, it's very simple. This D-pad does not have a pivot point in the center of this. That's the problem. So behind this D-pad, we do not have an extra piece of plastic or anything like that that stops the D-pad from being pressed all at once. So you can press right in the center and you get multiple inputs at once. And notice what the effect is. You see that? It's making me jump. And that depends on how I press it all in the center. But it's possible for me to hit all 4 cardinal buttons at the same time. And that shouldn't happen. That shouldn't even be possible. So if you're buying the ROG Ally X specifically for fighting games, be very careful. Be very, very careful. Make sure it's one of those games where you want a bunch of accidental inputs. You know, because if it's not, like for Mortal Kombat, I wouldn't do it. Now, I will say this though. I'm going to fix this problem. I have the means, the ability, and the desire to fix this, and so I will. I'm going to be tearing this apart. I'm going to be installing a pivot point of sorts, and I'm going to address this goddamn problem because I ain't spend no exorbitant amount on this device just to be dealing with this shit here. Because for all that, I could have stuck on my Steam Deck. Now, it might be somewhat good to be able to input forward inputs from a crouching position without ever crouching. But the problem is you can do the same thing from every input. So while holding backwards, I can jump and duck without actually trying to do so. And that's not good. But it can be fixed. All I got to do is add a pivot point in the back of this, which involves disassembling this device, putting a pivot point and all that. And so that's what I'll be doing. And so I'm going to have a follow-up video that shows exactly that process. Not in its entirety because that's a long tear down, but I am going to do it. All right. So I just wanted to make sure people were aware. I'll catch y'all later. Y'all stay froze. 1.